Welcome back to the Make a Baby podcast. I'm Carolina Sotomayor, your podcast host and Reiki womb healer. Today, we're talking to my friend Katlyn Naylor, and she's inside the Make a Baby membership. She and I today are going to do some spirit baby channeling. We're going to do some chakra scanning, and we're going to connect her energy and see what comes up. In these kind of sessions, if she does have any questions, she's keeping them to her heart, to her mind, and not sharing them with me. This is going to provide a more evidential mediumship experience for her, and also will prove to be more validating on a deeper level than if she had provided them to me prior. So, Katlyn, how are you?
I'm great.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So where are you in the world? Are you in the States? Are you elsewhere? Because I know that we have different people from all over the world on the podcast. Where are you?
Today I am in beautiful Texas, but
You're in
this
Texas.
summer I am planning on relocating too, so it's exciting.
You're going to relocate to Texas?
No.
Wait,
I'm going to relocate to Florida.
Where in Florida are you planning to move to?
Like a little city basically that's in between Tampa and Orlando.
I think that area is so vast too. Anyway, enough of Florida. But okay, so now we're going to go ahead and scan your chakras. So I want you to go ahead and take a deep breath with me, deep in through your nose. Expand those lungs. Hold it for a count of 2, 3, 4. And now we're going to exhale for 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do another deep breath in through your nose. Expand your lungs. 2, 3, 4. And we're going to exhale for a count of 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to go ahead and we're going to invite in your spirit baby, your higher self, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Buddha, Kuan Yin, Jesus, Archangels Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael to step in and create a container. All messages we receive are for our highest good and well-being. Anything that is not for our highest well-being may not enter, may not communicate, and must transmute into love and send back to where they came from. And breathing in that yummy goodness. I'm also burning rose incense. We're setting the stage today. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and scan your chakras. Let me know if you need me to explain what every chakra is, Katlyn, and what it does. Do you have a good knowing, or do you need me to explain it as I go through it?
Not probably in this context, but I am a little familiar.
Okay, would you like an explanation as I scan?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to start at your root chakra. The root chakra is located from the bottom of your feet to the very bottom bottom point of your tailbone down. So like all of your thighs, your knees, your legs, your calves, your like all of your foot, your ankles, all of that's your root chakra. That is red. Every chakra has a color, and it represents something besides that area of the body, like a responsibility or characteristics it's responsible for. So your root chakra represents everything it takes to exist in this world. It also has a very strong connection to your crown. So you would be, in this case, this chakra is open and flowing, which is great, but I need it to be stronger. And when I feel your energy, when I'm tapping into your whole aura, this chakra needs to be the one you spend a lot of time strengthening daily. So for me, this was for years a chakra that I was deficient in. And think about it as talents. There are some things that you're just super easy at, and there are just some things that you sometimes will always struggle with, right? They're just like really hard to master. We're not meant to be great at everything, but for me also this chakra was really it was really hard for me to stay grounded. As I healed big traumas, the easier it got for me to stay grounded. What it means to be grounded is to collect all of your energy and put it into your body. It means being present in the moment. For me, what's coming up in your chakra is like on the back of your knee, there in the top part of your calf seems really red to me. That is either really tight or really inflamed. So I don't know that area. We're kind of want to sweep when you do Reiki on yourself. I want you to go like in this motion, like a sweeping motion, and like kind of like flick it away. And you can say, I release and let go. I release and let go. I release and let go. And like, so that doesn't seem like it's a regular spot of stress, but it does feel like your ankles have a regular stress collection that comes up for me. And then it feels like your right foot is a little, I know this is going to sound odd. Your right foot seems a little bit heavier than your left foot. So that means I feel like your right side of your body is leading you much more than your left, like 3 times more stronger than your left. So that means we're leaning more too much into your masculine and not into your feminine. That also means that I need you to start to develop your feminine energy, feminine actions, and then confidence in those things that are feminine actions and emotions are patience, trust, waiting, pause, releasing control, like prioritizing peace is a great way or a great strategy to embrace the feminine without it getting like, sometimes, like, depending on how life is, it can get really overwhelming with choosing what you're going to heal versus like, I'm just going to choose peace and then that takes care of the rest of it. So for me for you, Katlyn, I want you to prioritize peace. What does peace look like for you? I can describe what peace looks like for me, but that may not be the same definition for you. For me, for example, is I don't need the last word. I am going to listen first. That took a long time for me to develop because I'm like, I want to be heard. I want to be heard. But I learned that was my inner child screaming from like age 5, 6, and not my 41-year-old self. I listened first, and that like modeled the behavior that I wanted other people in my life to have. Sometimes we have to go first so others will follow and match our energy. Also choosing peace, that's a higher vibration than wanting to get the last word. So I want you to sit in that. I feel like also when you're looking at decision making, I feel like you have 2 or 3 more decisions that are really important. What I want you to either say a prayer or ask the universe, what would bring me the most peace in this situation? So I want you to give yourself a little bit more space when you're making the decisions. I don't want you to make them last minute. I want you to say this. So if you know you're moving to Florida, I want you to set the intention, spirit guide, spirit baby, higher self. I want your help. I need you to present all the options that are going to provide me the most peace and the highest well-being for myself and all of those involved in my move to Florida for every step of the way, and make it blatantly obvious or something better. Always something better. That verbiage is going to be super powerful for you because then it tells them, but you have to define what the peace is. So peace meaning like peace looks like slow mornings, job opportunities that are going to allow me to have supportive work culture. I want a female boss that is a mentor and wants to pour into me. I want coworkers that feel like friends. I want a non-toxic work environment. I want to be able to walk to the grocery store. I don't know what peace means for you in this new life or in your present life, because everyone starts in different starting points. A person that may have had a non-tumultuous upbringing, peace might look very different to them. Peace might be for them, might be monetary. For me, it's very non-monetary. For me, it's stability and safety and knowing that where we live, low crime rate, knows that I can maintain this home, knows that my neighbors all around me are kind. That's why I love living in Nebraska. I know that people are kind here, and not all the places I have lived has it been kind. And that knowing that brings me peace. Knowing that we're developing great relationships with people who have similar values is really wonderful, that are respectful and kind. And even if they are different, but they're still respectful and kind, community brings me peace. I haven't always had it. So the points that are like going to bring you peace also might be from things you may or may not have healed yet. So you might want to, so that's an inward exploration for yourself. This is really huge because a lot of the things that are going to bring you peace very well can be the missile puzzling piece to make you feel super grounded in your entire existence that you don't have yet. So I want you to say, what if? What if all the pieces play together? And I feel like your feet, like the soles of your feet, they're showing me that your crown chakra is completely closed and your third eye too. So like it feels like your heart, your solar plexus, and your womb are open. And your throat is open, but it's slow. So your root chakra is like, work on me first. Oh, it's very, very, very good to know. Work on me first. Let's get grounded in our existence. So the root chakra also does money, car, career, presence of family unit, but not the relationships. The actual relationships and all of their effects and all of that things are inside our womb. But the actual presence or lack of presence of a family unit structure is an important accountability feature inside the root chakra. So this chakra is responsible home, career, money, scarcity versus abundance mindset. For me, what the words are, why not you comes up. Does that mean anything for you? Why not you? Do you check yourself for a discount, or like do you not even like do the things because you're like, that's not for me, or it could never happen for me? Does that resonate for you at all? Because it's why not me or why not you is really important. Like capital letters comes to mind from your spirit guides for this chakra.
A little bit, not me. I feel like it's trying to figure out some items with this move, and I could sense the why not me for instance, like this move, like why not me? Why can't it be easy? Why can't it be me that lands, the perfect work environment? So it's almost like brings like a, am I enough? I'm feeling like enoughness.
Okay, so worth.
A worth.
And that's sacral plexus. Your sacral plexus is open and flowing, which is it looks really good. So let's talk about that. Do you feel like you are not enough?
I bounce. There's moments where it's great, and then there's moments where I'm like, so it's like I'm trying to feed and feel like what is that?
May I ask you some questions to help clarify that and flesh this out? Mm-hmm. Have you defined things for yourself? Have you journaled? Have you written down what you want in your dream job? And you were like, oh my God, that would be something I would be so excited to wake up to every day. Have you defined what that looks like?
Not recently. So
I need you to do that, because that new check-in, like because you've done a lot of healing in the past few months. You've done a lot of things. Have we ever done your human design? Do you know your design? What are you?
Projector.
You are a projector like me. Do you have your chart handy?
On my phone, probably.
All right, I'm going to pause us. Go get it, because we're going to go get your phone and bring up the chart, because this is going to help solve a lot of things for yourself. So I asked Katlyn to get her human design chart. And the reason why I want her human design chart is going to also show how she makes decisions. Okay, so here is my human design chart. There's 4 arrows at the top of it. Like by every chart's a little bit different, but they always put the arrows at the top. There will be a set of 4, 2 on the left side of the head and 2 on the right side of the head. The one we're most concerned about is here, this arrow that is the bottom right hand arrow. If it points left, that means when you are manifesting things, when you're inviting things into your life, you need to do them with detail. When it points to the right, that means you are a non-specific manifester. And this is not manifester like the energy type. For me, my arrow points right. That means I need to feel more and then have less details when I am creating my next reality, when I'm manifesting in. What direction does it point for you?
Left.
So for you, you need to have a lot of success in planning the details. So I need you to really get detailed in how do you want it to be. So if you were manifesting a car, you meaning you are specific in manifesting and you need details, it would be, say it was a red, for me, I always love Hondas. Maybe it was a red Honda CRV, tan interior, turbo, all-wheel drive, sunroof, heated seats, and or if you need a third row, so maybe it's a Pilot, those kind of things. You want a specific year, a specific price point, this monthly payment, all of the things you would need to get down to. So the key thing is nitty gritty details. For me, I don't do well with that. For me is I would choose some details. I would feel super strongly about it and I would visualize what it would be like for me to hold it, be inside of it. And then I would say, or something better. So, and then I'm going to be like, sprinkle, sprinkle. And the universe would be like, okay, lady. And I would still take action just like you would take action, but you would know more. So you would want to lean into that planner side of you. Are you a planner?
I can be, yes.
This is where you would get more abundance by leaning into that feature of your personality. Planning doesn't mean controlling. Planning means like, I'm going to explore my options and figure out what I like. Mm-hmm. You make great decisions, but you sabotage and doubt yourself too hard. No more. No more. No more. Go for it. Go ahead.
The follow-up question, but it's something that's coming to me. How would I manage, I guess, I forget the best way to put it. Sometimes it's exhausting for me to plan. So okay. That's why
Why explain that more to me? Why is it exhausting to plan? In what situations? Are you doing it alone? Are you doing everything alone?
A lot of times.
Okay. And do you have a partner? And why isn't that partner participating? Or
because a lot of times for them or him it feels exhausting.
Okay. So and are we talking about planning the move in general or planning our futures, or are we too tired in our present reality to lend ourselves to a daydream or explore and do this inner work? Or is it exhausting even to plan the week of groceries?
It's kind of all the above, I guess.
Okay, so you're worn down in the current state. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to finish my thought with our Florida move, and then we're going to go to how to fix the current state. Deal? Mm-hmm. Okay. Deal. So now that we know that you are a particular manifester, things that are going to make this move easier for you, I want you to explore all the things that are really super important to make the move successful. And it's going to be like, it's going to be very like 4 walls, the bones of what would make the move successful in a very literal, practical sense. That means, do you have a car? What kind of car is it? How are you going to make money? So that means job. What does that mean for housing? What does that look like for you? What does that look like for probably like explore even literally groceries? I love Publix, but guess what? It's super freaking expensive. I don't know if you have Publix there where you're at. So like, what does it look like going to Aldi's? Where does it look like where if you like to go to the gym, is there a YMCA or a community center there? Like I would get down into like, okay, this is where I want to live. Are you on a timetable to do this move?
Yes, but I received a offer actually this week for a position.
Congratulations. How did you feel?
I'm not sure yet because I don't have it in hand.
Okay.
Because I want specifics.
Of course.
So I don't have specifics yet. So my energy has not, I almost like celebrated it yet because
it's not, I think that's a safe thing to do. I think it's when it comes to jobs, like people can be fickle or they could retract or rescind. Verbal is not written. Nothing's real until it's written. Yeah, no, that's the proper way. I would highly recommend that's how I would approach it. But it's still exciting to be like, so did they give you like a verbal confirmation? That's wonderful. I'm really proud of you. It is not easy if you're already tired and you're already trying to conceive and you've been on your journey for a while and you're doing the spiritual work to want to take on a move. Any type of move is exhausting, but already then like in your physical state, in your current state, it's hard. So you're going to explore every little aspect, like I mentioned, that it takes to exist in Florida in that move for you just to be there in existence. You're going to write it out in detail. You're going to sit with it, not touch it for a couple of days, and you're going to come back to it. And set the setting for this, like set a candle, get a drink of your choosing, and like kind of like sit on your bed or your couch and kind of like set the setting of making a little romantic date for yourself. And like, I'm going to revisit my list and see if anything expands upon it. And then after you're letting the list rest after that initial write down, keep asking the universe, keep asking your spirit guides because they're very, very close. I see 2 spirit guides that are very, very close and 2 extra. One is for the move and the one is for helping you connect to baby. Oh, wow. There's balloons. They come up on the screen when you make hand motions. I did not know that. Anyway, so ask for them to send you signs for you to be inspired as you walk through your day. So then when you go down and you revisit it 2 days, 3 days, maybe it's the next day, let some time come in between the first sitting and the second sitting and see if you want to add anything to the list before you finalize it. Once you have a final list, I would love for you to fold it in like into 4s. And then I would like you to put it in a plastic bag, like a Ziploc. And you're going to get moon water that you're going to make this week. And you're going to put it underneath that moon water. And then you're going to bring that inside. And you're just going to let it sit next to preferably a plant. I have a snake plant back there that's very hardy. And then you're going to drink from that water for the next how many days. And that water is going to have the vibration of everything you have casted. So we're going to have to look. I think the full moon is on Thursday. So you might need to do this work today, Sunday. Get on it. Okay, so let's talk about, so your root chakra is what the universe is saying, let's work on. For me, this tells me based on everything that is working, your physical blockage in fertility, for me, is that you have a dysregulated nervous system. If you're already worn down, that can take some time to come back from. And I don't know how one has a regulated nervous system during a move. But because moving is challenging in every kind of way. If you have to move from Texas to Florida and you have to drive it, road trips can be very triggering. In the heat, and also because it's going to be summer soon. So my best way is for you to recognize what are your triggers right now. So in your daily life right now, what is coming up that's causing you the most stress? that's making you, because exhaustion is real when you're already trying to conceive. Tell me, what is stressing you out the most right now in life?
Really, it's the financial piece, just because there is still so much going out and then planning for so much coming. And we know already financially we're going to be, there'll be quite a bit less coming in. So I think that's probably the biggest stressor of it.
Finances are definitely a very real stress. It's very valid.
Like I don't have doubts that it won't come together. It just makes me all very nervous because my mind wants it, all perfect and all tied up in a just
In like a tide bow.
yeah.
Okay, so that's the really juicy part right there. You trust that it all together, so you already have the faith it would. We just need to deepen that so you can let go of the need for it to be tidy and in a tide bow in a box, all nice and neat. So it's the timing aspect that is very, like, it's not in your timing. So everything together might be taking a little bit longer than you would have liked. Okay. So then this is a great lesson, because this means is creating safety. Are you tired of me teaching about safety? This is an opportunity for you to create safety in repeating to your, because this is an inner child need. This is not an adult Katlyn need. This means at some point in time when you were younger, there was not enough to go around. And that means we need to do an inner child healing. So that means, like, at what age did you first learn that things were really hard together or things were sparse? Can you remember? Or was it always like that when you were growing up?
It was, but it wasn't. I don't know a particular age. But I guess I feel this energy not necessarily, like, with financials. Most times there was enough to be had, like enough to cover what needed to be. And sometimes my parents, I think, were short, but I feel like it's more of a shortness in like relationships, shortness of friends, shortness of people, not so much in other ways. If that makes
No, that does make sense. So you feel like, how can you tell me how that ties back to your feeling to put it all together and needing it to be like tidy, or it not coming together, or coming to your expectation, or what you feel you need in how things are coming together financially?
I think it's just the need of wanting those perfect, friendships, perfect relationships with friends and family, and those have almost never been quote unquote perfect.
Why is it perfect? Why do you need, what drives the need for perfect?
Less stress.
Okay, so I want you to go ahead and close your eyes for me. I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose. Expand your lungs as much as you can. Hold it, 2, 3, 4. Now exhale through your mouth. I want you to put your right hand on your womb and your left hand on your heart. And we are going to do a little healing session with your inner child. I want you to go back to your earliest self, where maybe younger age Katlyn didn't feel like she had the support from friends or her mom or dad or siblings. and where money talks were spoken about in front of her when they shouldn't have been, and where she just didn't feel like enough. Go back to that age. And you don't have to share that with me. I'm just going to hold for a second, hold space for a second while you do that. And then just let me know when you have her. Okay. I want you to visualize your adult self that you are right now, in that age self, that younger version of you. And I want you to tell her of the reality that you've created for her, that you do have a partner, that you are in a loving relationship, that whenever she needs you, that you are there and you are picking her first all of the time, that you are making sure she's tended to. All of her needs are met by you first before anyone else, and that you are to be trusted. Go ahead and then tell her anything else you may need. Take a moment, breathe deeply, and then just kind of nod when you are done. Okay, great job. Now, I want you to move closer to her. You can hug her, you can sit next to her, she can crawl in your lap, but I want you to make physical contact if that feels safe for you. And I want you to have a conversation with her about how safe she is and how well cared for she is, in the literal sense that it takes to exist in the world. And let me know when you're done. You can nod when you're done. Great job. Now, I want you with her, I want you to bring hand in hand or holding or scooping her up, however it may be. I want you to bring her back, whatever loving emotion that comes up for you. And I want you to bring her back with you to present time. And then slowly come back to me. Hi, how are you feeling? Okay. So we've started an inner child dialogue and connection. You are going to go into that position anytime that you're triggered. You already know this, but just in case you don't know, there's no such thing as perfect relationships. And there's no stress-free relationships. And the reason why they're never stress-free is because you change and people change. And sometimes you outgrow people. And sometimes you mature faster than other people. And sometimes people have different beliefs that they might find you triggering because you've changed and you're not the same, or they may not have the same access to you because you established boundaries. But I do know that because you are healing, you are probably going to shed people. Because you are spiritual, you're probably going to shed people. But that creates space for the right people to come in. And it's painful sometimes letting go of the people that you thought were going to be forever. And sometimes that's family. Sometimes a hard conversation has to be had with partners or the family and say, hey, I am here and I want to go here and I want you to come with me. This is what I need going forward and this is what I'm going to give you. And then listen. And sometimes those conversations have to be had, sometimes hashed out. You also are allowed to establish boundaries, great ways to change our current state to be less tiresome, that are basics. And you've heard me say this in the Make a Baby membership is drink your water, eat your food, sleep. Sleeping is going to repair a lot of things. But also the major thing for us, we used to be a very minimalistic family and I was exhausted by our house. the constant chores. I've been on a decluttering spree for 2 months. I do here and there. I do a zone here when I have the energy because I have long COVID. So sometimes I get fatigued really easily. So I do it when I can. And I do keep, donate, trash. And I have 3 boxes. And when I'm going to do a zone, those are my 3 buckets or my 3 boxes, whatever I have. And so our physical environment also can be very triggering to our nervous system. Other things are movement. So for me, I still need to move my body to support my nervous system because you're going to feel things no matter whatever happens during the day. You need to move the energy out of you. I still absorb it. Even if I protect myself, I still absorb energy from my husband and my son. Guess what? I'm not responsible for their emotions. I'm nobody's savior. Nobody's savior. I'm going to move my body. And that usually is like dance, like nobody's watching, to Whitney Houston, Madonna. And I don't care if someone thinks it's weird. I'm in my house. Nobody's coming to arrest me because I twerk badly. Do you know what I mean? It also brings me joy because I need to move the energy out of my body. A regulated nervous system is really great to have movement daily. It doesn't mean you need to do a 5K daily. Do what you can and you'll see a difference. And those are small things that we can do to move the needle. I know I'm throwing a lot at you. Let's do an emotional check-in. How are we so far?
I think that's probably spot on because it's funny. I've been eyeballing. I've been wanting to. At one time when we lived in Colorado before Texas, I really enjoyed doing like Zumba classes. So that's like one of those things that I'm like looking forward to maybe being able to do again. And it's like, I guess I get so attached to where it needs to be, and so that's it. I like that. That I don't necessarily need a big space to make it happen.
Okay. So is aesthetics and environment important to you?
It can be.
I think it's okay to recognize what you do and do not like. I think perfectionism, if it keeps you from doing the things you love, then it's robbing you of raising your vibration, which then is robbing you of your manifestation. Because how we get to the things that we want is to raise our vibration and maintain it so we can embody it to get to the thing that does have that frequency level. So your root chakra is what your spirit baby is showing up for me. I feel like your womb is open. How are your cycles?
Still not present.
No period present?
No.
Are you afraid of your life not being perfect? Is there any fear that you're feeling anywhere or everywhere? Is fear present in your life?
It is at times.
Okay. So for me the thing is your womb is open, it's flowing. So do you feel like there is any fear, or what would you say is your blockage right now from conceiving?
For some reason, I have a feeling it may be my current job, but I don't know if it's the need to want to blame something either.
It's okay not to blame anything. It's not blame either.
I just wanted to say that I say that because I don't feel safe to express, safe to
That makes sense.
show up. So it's constant secure mode.
Protection. But ironically, your womb is open. So you are doing something very well. Ways to restore your period with Reiki, because you're attuned to Reiki now. Ways that you can do that is I would put my hands right on my hip bones and I would say Reiki flow, Reiki flow, Reiki flow, Reiki flow. And then I would move downward from like the outer parts of your hips and downwards, like kind of like but still like kind of like but meet myself in the middle. So like kind of like this motion. and to create that, imagining like the flow to, and just moving the Reiki, moving the energy, imagining, and just saying, Reiki flow activates the Reiki, but you could also command before you start the session, this healing is to restore my period, to restore regular healthy periods for conception, to restore a healthy cycle with balanced hormones. So like whatever you felt was descriptive and with details are your magic, is your secret sauce. Don't forget that. And then you're going to say, or something better. And then that would go. So it'd be like hip bones out and then slightly down until your fingertips meet. So it's just going to be in motion. And then you're going to go back out and back in, back out in, back out, and then into your fingertips. And then that's how your motion is going to go. That makes sense. Why? But then I want your healing intention, besides all the work we talked about in your root chakra, I want you to, and that makes sense why your throat's a little slow. I've had jobs where I've hated it, and or that it wasn't safe for me to speak up. I totally get it. So that would affect your throat. I feel like if you were to write things out, I would, even if you can, go get a $1 notebook and a pen, start fresh. And I would be like, this is my new start. And I'm going to write down all these things. You'll get the recording, and then you can like re-listen and start writing all the things. And I would write all of the things also for your third eye, all the things that you are actively trusting yourself with, and you're looking forward to trusting within your, like, I am trusting myself to make the right apartment choice. I am trusting myself to find all the resources to restore my period. I am trusting my body to give me a healthy baby. I am trusting myself to connect to the divine. I also feel like you are more claircognizant, which is the psychic ability of just knowing. You're going to get more, the more grounded you are, your spirit baby's like, she's going to just get more knowing of what to do in her fertility, specifically from me. Yeah. And your spine, I would get adjusted. I feel like once you got your spine adjusted and you started that journaling practice and you did the Reiki, and you started to define what it is that you're wanting more of, to invite in detail, I feel like you're going to have such a magical shift. How does that feel?
That would feel amazing.
Yeah. I expect great things for you. Well, I thank you so much for being here on the podcast. If you have any advice for anyone that is wanting to conceive or try Reiki, what advice for them would you have?
Just keep pushing forward, keep believing, put symbols, talk to the universe, talk to your spirit baby, tell your spirit baby you want them to show up. Ever since I've told my spirit baby, show me you in butterflies, I see them everywhere.
I love that.
Just believe it's possible, and they're around, and they'll show up in the most beautiful times, especially that's when you need them.
I love your energy. I love having you inside the Make a Baby membership. If you can you share what your experience has been like inside the Make a Baby membership?
It's been really just home.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Thank you.
It's been so nice. I feel heard. I feel seen. I feel loved. I feel treasured.
I love that. And for anyone that's listening, if you want to give the Make a Baby membership a try, there is a link for you to try the membership for 3 days free inside the show notes. Until next time, my friends, let the Reiki flow. frustrated being told you are fine by your doctor, exhausted from negative pregnancy tests every month, wanting a deeper connection on your fertility journey with your spirit baby? The Make a Baby membership is exactly what you need. Using Reiki will help you connect to your spirit baby, heal the trapped emotions blocking fertility, and support you in our life-changing community. With over 90 Reiki babies, we invite you to try the Make a Baby membership for free. Check it out in the show notes. Let's get you pregnant.